Hello, welcome back to another episode of Liz Explains the Movies. My name is Liz, and this is a cinematic adventure brought to you by Boredom and Dialysis. I am dialyzing as we speak right now, and I have an hour and 19 minutes left on the machine. Then I have to run to my clinic and give them some labs. Today's movie I'm going to do because I watched it yesterday, and it's a quite involved plot, and so because of that I'm going to review that one and then not do another Mary Tyler Moore episode this time, but I will spend the whole time on the movie. And today is one of my favorite movies, and it's one of my favorite types of movies, the kind of David versus Goliath kind of thing. And it's called ERIN Brockovich. It's a great movie. It's a true story. It's like a docudrama. It stars Julia Roberts, one of my favorite actors in the world, Albert Finney. He's very, very good in this. And he's very funny. And he's, and he's English. And you can't tell in this movie. Some of these actors that are English, and they totally lose their accent for the movie. So it's Julia Roberts, it's Albert Finney, who else is in there? Conchata Ferrell, Peter Coyote is in it, Cherry, what's that girl's name? Cherry Jones is in it, Mark Helgenberger is in it, oh my god, Aaron, what's his name? He was in that show Parenthood. He's in it, he plays her boyfriend. A lot of great performances, and I believe Julia Roberts won the Oscar for this role, and it's a true story. Actually, the actual woman, ERIN Brockovich, is in the movie also. She has a bit part as a waitress, and so you get to see her. Anyway, it's all based on a true story, a horrendous true story. Okay. So, this movie takes place in California. ERIN Brockovich is a mom. She has 3 kids. She's been divorced twice. She's been married and divorced twice. She has 3 kids. One's like 10, one's like 8, and then she has a tiny little baby. She's like 10 months old. Okay, so she lives in a rented house. She's not doing very well. She's trying to find another job. And on the way home from her job interview, she's looking for jobs. On the way home from her job interview, she gets hit by a car, by a doctor in a speeding Jaguar. Okay, so she has to go to trial. She gets a lawyer, thinking that, the judge is going to rule in her favor, but she has kind of a no-filter approach to life. She does not watch her language at all, even if she's in court or on a job interview or whatever. So she doesn't have a filter. This is who she is, kind of. And, the judge seems to think that she's hustling this guy for money, even though she did really get hurt in this accident. And she had this lawyer, and played by Albert Finney. And he said, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna make this guy pay for what he did to you in her crappy old car. And then, it doesn't turn out that way. The judge doesn't rule in her favor, because she kind of loses her temper on the stand, and she starts swearing, and it's not good. So anyway, it's not working out to her favor. So now she has to come home to her 3 kids, still no job. She tells them, look, I have $74 in the bank, okay? I don't know what I'm going to do. And he's like, well, I'm sorry, but, whatever. So she goes home to her 3 kids. Now she starts looking through the want ads for jobs. She has no education. She has no computer skills. She has no sales skills, and there's no internet right then. So she's looking through the want ads of a newspaper. And it's pretty tough out there for her. And she's got 3 kids. So one day but she's smart. She is really, really smart. And so she goes to her lawyer's office, and she just walks in, dressed up, pretending that he hired her. And everyone's like, what are you doing here? And he walks in for the day, Albert Finney, the lawyer, Ed Masry his name is, real guy. He walks into his office, and he says, "What is she doing here? My ex-client. I lost her case. What is she doing here?" And he goes, "Well, I was going to ask you that, the secretary, because, she says you hired her." And he goes, "What? I didn't hire her." So he confronts her in the middle of the office in front of everybody. And she says, "Look, I need a job. You told me I would be set. I'm not. I really need a job. I can do anything. I'm willing to work really hard. I'm smart. Please don't make me beg, but I need this job." And he goes, "Okay, but no benefits. This is not how we do things here." And so this lady trains her on how to work in the legal office. So she's working in Ed Masry's office, and that's her job. So she's working there for a while, and the other people in the office don't like her because she dresses kind of, what's the word? slutty. She dresses kind of provocatively, let's say. She wears like low-cut tops, really short skirts, tight clothes, and it's professional enough, but it's not as professional, you know what I mean, as some people. And so she's dressed this weird way. And anyway, he comes in one day, the lawyer does, and he comes and brings a box to her desk, and he says, "I need you to start a file on this. It's a pro bono case, for free. I helped someone out for free who's having this, and can you just work on that? It's from Hinckley." And she said, yeah, I know how to open a file. And so she goes to open the file, and she doesn't get any help from any of her coworkers about this. And there are all these medical records in with these like utility things and this utility case, and it's really weird. And she asked one of her coworkers, "Why are there medical records mixed up in these utility case and this pro bono?" And the lady says, "Look, Erin, if you don't know how to do your job by now, I'm not going to help you. You just got to figure it out, okay? I'm sick of helping you," or whatever. So anyway, she talks to Ed Masry, and she says, "Look, I'm going to do some research on this utility thing." And so he's like, "Sure, go ahead," So she doesn't come in for like 5 days, but she's working really hard on this thing. And she goes to this lady's house, and she says, "So PG&E wants to buy your house." This utility company in Hinckley that's across the street from this lady's house. PG&E wants to buy your house, this lady, Mark Helgenberger. And she goes, "Yeah, but the thing is, they want to offer me a certain amount, and I just, if they want this house, they're going to put in a freeway ramp. If they want this house, they have to pay for it. And that's why I called the lawyer, because they're not offering me very much, and I don't, it's a big pain in the neck to move. I don't want to move. Nobody wants to move. And they want to buy my house. They're going to have to pay me more than this. And that's why I called Mr. Masry." And they said, "But why?" So then Erin says, "Well, why are all these medical records in with this real estate deal?" And she goes, "Oh, because of the chromium." The what? Okay. So she starts looking into this, and she finds out that this PG&E company has these underground tanks, okay? And they're like cooling tanks or something, and anyway, all this poison, chromium-6, hexavalent chromium, has seeped into the groundwater in this town, and it's like this plume that goes from the factory all the way down for miles, right? And this lady's house is like ground zero of this, right? And her family's getting sick. Her family she's got tumors, her kids, they have nosebleeds, they have this, they have that. Her husband's not feeling well. And PG&E said, and the water tastes weird. And so PG&E held this seminar for everybody in the neighborhood and said, "There's chromium in your water, but it's the good for you kind, and it's really healthy, and don't worry if you hear that there's chromium in your water, because it's the good kind. It's chromium-3. And so, yeah, okay. And so she says, well, that's weird, so let me go look into this. So she finds out that PG&E has been using hexavalent chromium, chromium-6, in this factory, and it's polluted the groundwater of everyone in this town. And pretty soon, one after another, these families hear about this lawyer who's helping Mark Helgenberger with her problem. Donna Jensen, her name is, her character. And she's helping him with her problem of, you know, all this, and helping her to get a better price on her house. And suddenly the whole town, well, I'm sick too. We're sick too. We have nosebleeds too. We have tumors too. Wow, my daughter's got cancer. My daughter has this. She developed this. I've had 5 miscarriages. All these health problems in this one area, right? I smell trouble here. So she goes back and tells Ed Masry, look, this is some serious crap right here that's going on. But he fires her because she doesn't show up to work for a week. So then she's home and she's out of a job again, and she's really mad. And, you know, I've been working so hard. I've been doing all this research. I've been going out to Hinckley every day. I've been going to UCLA to talk to scientists. I went to the water board to find these weird documents. And I've been working my ass off on this case. And you fire me? Thanks. Thanks so much. Okay, bye. So she goes home. And she's sitting around waiting for another, you know, looking for another job again. Here we go again. And suddenly, Ed Masry shows up at her door. Her former boss. And he says, you got a phone call from someone, even though I fired you. You got a phone call from someone at UCLA, the scientist, who said that if the levels in Hinckley of the hexavalent chromosomes 6 levels in Hinckley are correct, that you gave me, this could be causing all the cancer in that town. And you've got a real problem on your hands. And that's what's causing it. And so Ed Masry's like, what are you talking about? What's this cancer? What are you talking about? The cancer, it's causing cancer. And she goes, you want to know? You have to hire me back. I don't work for free. And I looked into this really a lot, and I did a lot of work for you, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, he hires her back, and she starts really getting into this case. And it's horrendous what this company did. And it's a true story. So many people died. So many people got sick. Children, families, cows. It's a rural area. Hinckley, California. So it's really bad. And PG&E lied about it the whole way. And they have all these meetings. And then that's where it really takes off. It's a very captivating, exciting, like edge of your seat minute. You just get sucked into this movie. And it's so good. And the performances are incredible. Julia Roberts is great. You know, Ed Masry, Albert Finney is incredible. There are a lot of people. Vivian Cox is in it. There are a lot of really great actors in this movie. Mark Helgenberger, Cherry Jones. As I said, you know, it's an incredible movie. If you love this sort of David versus Goliath, you know, and the end is so gratifying, you know. But everyone pays a price in this movie because she spends all her time watching this, doing this, and, you know, her kids don't see her for like a year and a half. And that's really hard. You know, they've got to go to daycare and stuff, and that's hard on her. And, you know, she made a lot of sacrifices, and she worked really hard to expose this company that was just evil. And then they destroyed documents, and they tried to hide it, and then they have all their people hiding the stuff for them, and you know, because they are a $28 billion company, you know, and they want to buy this woman's house for $250,000, and they poisoned her whole family, yeah, and the whole town. So it's a very compelling, interesting. You just get sucked into that world. You can't wait to see what happens next. And I really encourage you to watch this movie called ERIN Brockovich. I'm going to put the title. I put the title obviously in the thing, but I'm going to put the trailer down below. And It was directed by Steven Soderbergh. It's got obviously a Steven Soderbergh soundtrack. You can kind of tell his movies, kind of like Wes Anderson has a certain soundtrack. Some filmmakers have a certain kind of, like, you can tell it's one of those movies. Like Sidney Pollack, all his movies have like Dave Grusin and a lot of piano stuff, like The Firm and different ones, you know. So I think that you will really like this movie, especially if you know, if you've ever been involved in some litigation, or you've ever wanted, or you like kind of legal things, and you like true stories. You know, I'm a big fan of documentaries, and this is sort of a documentary come to life, you know, and it's so good. It's one of the best movies ever made. I have a New York Times list of the 100 best movies ever made, and that's on that list, and it's incredible. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this preview of ERIN Brockovich. I'm going to put the trailer down below. There won't be a Mary Tyler Moore today, but I hope you watch it. I really do. Something to entertain yourself, and thank you. And be sure to like and subscribe if you like these reviews.